Okay. Hi, everyone. Let's get started with today's program. It's very happy to have you here. Um, my name is Jack Murphy. I'm the executive editor of the Architects newspaper and an interior. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Smart Architecture Solar Control Window Films for Sustainability Live webinar. This is a CE Strong webinar series powered by the Architects newspaper, and today's webinar is sponsored by Avery Dennison. So like other programs we offer, this one is registered with the AIA CES for continuing professional education. Questions related to specific materials, methods, and services will be addressed at the conclusion of the presentation. The webinar is recorded. You can easily replay it if you re-register on the same webinar page. And then afterwards, please allow 7 business days to process a certificate of participation and AIA credit reporting for this presentation. So we have a great program organized for you today. I'd like to introduce the experts who will be presenting. We're joined by Kate Stewart, Randy Garcia, and Savannah Shalacy. So Kate Stewart is an architectural specification analyst at Avery Dennison Graphics Solutions. She works closely with architects and specifiers to ensure product information is accessible, accurate, and aligned with sustainable building design practices. She has 9 years of experience in construction, focused technical project support, industry association engagement, and architectural education. And Kate is passionate about connecting innovative product solutions with design teams. And she focuses on supporting resilient, high performance building envelopes that reduce environmental impact while enhancing occupant experience. Kate is joined by Randy Garcia, who has had a career in the window film industry for over 30 years. His various projects have led to continued advancement in the window films business and include selling and installing for consumers, assisting with technical sales, product management, technical assistance, product and installation training, marketing and customer relations, and other forms of development. And his work has included partnering with architects, interior designers, general contractors, distributors, and dealers to help build and move window film through the building project pipeline. Randy began working for CP Films in 1995. He joined Haneda Coatings in 2014 as the East Coast USA window film sales manager, and then he became a technical window film specialist in his current role with Avery Dennison after its acquisition of Haneda Coatings in January 2018. And last but not least, Savannah Shalacy is the president and owner of TGT Group, a Houston-based family-owned second-generation company founded by her father in 1986. With over 15 years of experience in the commercial films and graphics industry, she's built a reputation for delivering high-quality, customized solutions across commercial, education, healthcare, and hospitality markets. And under her leadership, TGT Group provides turnkey services from consulting and design through production and certified installation. And it has a portfolio that includes solar control, safety and security, specialty and decorative films, eco-conscious architectural finishes, custom graphics, and large format printing. So we have a great team here for you. Along the way today, if you have questions, please leave your questions for our speakers in the Q&A button, using the Q&A button found at the bottom of your Zoom window. We'll get to those at the end of the program. I'm really happy you're here. I'll turn it over to Kate Stewart to begin today's program. Welcome.
Thank you, Jack. We'll go ahead and get the presentation pulled up here. I want to thank everybody for being here today and attending our presentation, Smart Architecture, Solar Control Window Films for Sustainability. So today we're talking about solar control window film. First, we're going to discuss the ever-changing role of glass in modern architecture, from its aesthetic appeal to thermal and energy challenges. Next, we'll cover some of the key market drivers and trends, exploring how to balance compliance and occupant well-being with glazing trends. We'll then move on to cover the core benefits of solar control window films, helping you to choose the right solution based on aesthetics, performance metrics, and sustainable integration. So first, we're going to start with the role of glass in modern architecture. So let's dive in. Glass has always had a prominent role in architecture thanks to its aesthetic beauty, its ability to maximize daylight, and improve tenant well-being and provide energy efficiencies. Natural light has huge mood-enhancing benefits. This is one of the key drivers of larger windows, especially in residential and multi-use buildings. Windows help us to connect with the outside. Views of the outdoors, even of urban landscapes, are highly prized due to the positive impact they can have on well-being and the atmosphere of interiors. Technological advances have continued to drive glass's large impact on building design. For example, large spans with improved thermal properties and the ability to generate energy from solar input are just some factors that have helped glass become such an influential part of modern building design. However, as sustainability is now a driving factor in building design decision-making, there's a pressing need to introduce environmentally responsible solutions into both new and existing buildings. So Savannah is going to discuss the aesthetics of glass facades next.
Thank you, Kate. So because of its ability to take on complex shapes, maintain rigidity, have a futuristic look, and reflect light in aesthetic ways, glass has long been a key material in architecture and hallmark of contemporary landscapes. And as technology grows, so does the use of glass in modern building design. For the past 20 years, we have seen glass grow to dominate skylines globally. Skyscrapers frequently utilize glass exteriors due to its gorgeous aesthetic appeal. That said, the use of large spans of glass can also bring challenges such as excess solar heat gain, glare, and UV exposure. Balancing these effects is essential to ensure occupant comfort, energy efficiency, and long-term building performances. So let's discuss the challenge glass can pose in building design first. While aesthetically pleasing, more windows also bring significant challenges that greatly impact occupant comfort, sustainability, and more. Solar heat gain, glare, UV degradation, and energy inefficiencies are all very strongly affected by the size, location, and the type of windows. In fact, windows can have as much impact on building planning, certification, and compliance as almost any other single factor. Solar heat gain, which is measured as the G value, indicates how much of the sun's heat enters through the glass. So balancing this with the U value, which measures heat loss, is essential to improving a building's energy efficiency and thermal comfort. Glare caused by excessive brightness and UV exposure, which can fade materials over time, are often the result of window placement, a lack of effective mitigation, and interior design. These issues can be addressed through thoughtful design and the use of blinds, shutters, sunshades, glass tints, and finally, solar control window films, which we will discuss today. Randy is now going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages glass can bring.
Thank you, Savannah. To tie together what we learned in these first few slides, glass provides us many benefits, such as maximizing daylight to improved occupant well-being, to reduce energy consumption, and even enhanced aesthetic appeal. However, like Savannah just discussed, there are some large disadvantages with glass design, from solar heat gain to glare, the breakdown of materials from UV exposure, and energy inefficiencies. As you are designing with glass in your projects, it is important to balance these advantages with a solution to glass's downsides. We will discuss a key solution to combat the disadvantages of glass in today's presentation.
So now that we've reviewed the pros and cons of glass, let's shift our focus to a solution that addresses these challenges, which is solar control window films. With sustainability becoming a growing priority, understanding that you have a solution to glass's disadvantages with a material like solar control window films is key. So to start, Randy is going to walk us through the construction of solar control window films.
Thank you, Kate. Solar control window films are a thin laminate that is applied as a retrofit to existing glass. This film reduces the amount of solar heat, glare, and UV radiation that enters a building or a home without blocking natural light or views. Solar film comes in a wide variety of tints and finishes. It is also in interior and exterior application options to suit your needs. With solar control film, you can improve glass performance and transform the appearance of commercial, industrial, and residential buildings while achieving your aesthetic vision. Savannah and I are now going to review the core benefits of window film and specifically the benefits that apply to solar window film. To start with, displayed here are the core 8 benefits of window films. Today, we're going to focus and deep dive on the following 4 benefits that are specific to solar control films. Heat reduction, which improves comfort and saves energy. UV block, which protects people and property from harmful rays. Maintain aesthetics, which allow for an upgraded building appearance as well as an enhancement of daylighting. Privacy requirements to enhance privacy during daylight. What our team is often seeing out in the field is that these benefits are not just theoretical, they're rightly situational depending on building type and occupant need. Savannah, could you offer an example?
Yeah, absolutely. So in educational facilities and universities, classrooms and common areas that have large glass facades often are facing excessive solar heat gain, glare on digital screens, and the fading of the furnishings inside the buildings. So by applying solar control window film, we've been able to drastically reduce interior temperatures, cut energy costs, and improve overall comfort for students and faculty, all without having to darken or alter the look of the building itself. So now we're going to look at aesthetics and privacy. The first of the 4 main solar control film benefits that we are going to touch in depth on is aesthetics and privacy. Solar films come in a variety of tint levels and finishes based on your aesthetic or privacy needs. Films can be clear, neutral, reflective, and more. They also come in different VLT levels based on your solar rejection need. Films are a cost-effective way to change an existing building's appearance, hide unsightly views, and increase your property value. From a privacy perspective, films can provide your privacy during daylight hours. Reflective solar films can also be used to create a one-way mirror effect, so you can see out of the building, but people cannot see into the building, providing increased privacy. It is imperative to discuss the solar film aesthetic and privacy options with your installation team so you are aware of all the options at your disposal and choosing the most seamless option for your project needs. Sometimes what you specify into a project might not actually be the best film suitable for your needs. A window film installer can provide their specialist opinion on the most ideal film type to meet your building's needs. Randy's going to deep dive a little bit more on our second main benefit of solar control film.
Our second main benefit of solar control window film is energy efficiency and HVAC load reduction. Heat transfer through windows is one of the biggest contributors to high energy bills in both commercial and residential buildings. During warmer months, the sun energy passes through glass, raising indoor temperatures and forcing air conditioning systems to work harder. This increases operational costs and peak load demand. In fact, studies have shown that windows can account for as much as 30% of a building's heating and cooling energy usage. Solar control window films are engineered to control the transmission of solar energy. By reducing the solar heat gain coefficient and the shading coefficient, the films help prevent excessive heat from entering while also providing modest insulation benefits in cooler months. The result of this is less strain on the HVAC system, improved thermal comfort, and measurable reductions in energy consumptions. Lower energy use means fewer associated carbon emissions, and that's a direct contribution to your project's sustainability targets. Kate is going to take us into our third solar control window film benefit.
This third key benefit of solar control window film that we'd like to focus on is occupant comfort, productivity, and daylighting. So while energy efficiency is a key value driver, it's only part of the story. Occupant comfort is just as important. We've probably all experienced temperature inconsistencies within a building, such as those hot spots that are near large windows where the sun pours in. So adding a solar control window film can help maintain a more stable indoor temperature by limiting solar heat gain. This makes spaces consistently comfortable year-round. This temperature stability also reduces the workload on HVAC systems, which not only saves energy, but it extends the equipment lifespan, another life cycle benefit for the owner. Glare is another key challenge. It's not just an annoyance, it can affect working productivity, it can cause eye strain, and it makes workspaces effectively unusable during parts of the day. Solar films can diffuse light evenly, reducing up to 90% glare without sacrificing views or natural light. So this means workstations remain usable and occupants can stay comfortable and focused. And let's not forget, daylight matters for mental and physical health. Poor daylight access can disrupt circadian rhythms, impacting mood, sleep quality, and even wellness long-term. Heavy glare on screens can contribute to eye strain and migraines. So as you can see, adding solar control window films can positively impact the health of occupants in a variety of ways. Savannah is going to take us into our fourth core benefit of solar film.
So the last of these four main benefits is UV protection, which is highly relevant for both people and interiors. A huge benefit to solar control films is that they can block over 99% of harmful UV radiation while still allowing high levels of visible light through. That means you can maintain daylighting without the downsides of UV exposure. The film's UV block protects interiors from premature fading, which is especially important for high-value finishes, furniture, flooring, and artwork. For occupants, the health benefits are tangible. Long-term UV exposure through windows can contribute to skin damage and eye conditions. By significantly cutting down on UV penetration, solar films help to greatly reduce these risks. This is very important for spaces where people spend long periods of time, such as offices, schools, hospitals, and residential environments. While there are four core benefits we just highlighted, there are a few other added benefits I wanted to quickly touch on. When working with building owners and architects on solar film installation projects, my team and I often discuss these added benefits. We look at things such as enhanced sustainability credentials, healthy building practices, compatibility with retrofit projects, which can also translate into a focus on reduce, reuse, and a cost-effective refurb solution to meet their needs. One instance I can think of when working with clients and trying to hit on all their needs, gathering everything together, we had a project where it was an 8-story commercial building. The entire building was being renovated, but when looking at the glass, you know, the concept of whether completely replacing all the glass or if we could possibly reuse and repurpose it, it did have an existing window film on it. So we were able to remove that old window film off the glass, install a new solar control window film. So it hit on the cost savings, being a cost-effective refurb solution, reducing the output into landfills, and then also hitting their solar control needs and keeping the aesthetic of the building within their design plan as well. Kate is now going to discuss how solar film is relevant for both new and retrofit building types.
All right, so Solar control window films have broad applications across multiple sectors, especially where energy efficiency needs to be delivered without compromising the design. These films are retrofit friendly, they require less downtime and scheduling, and they're also less invasive to install. This makes them an attractive, cost-effective solution to renovation projects. In commercial, residential, and industrial buildings, adding solar control window films as a retrofit solution can improve occupant comfort, lower energy consumption, and meet many of your sustainability goals, such as LEED or WELL certification. Educational institutions, historic buildings, and industrial facilities can also benefit greatly. In heritage properties, solar films can be used to upgrade performance while also preserving the original features and architectural integrity. Now that we've gone over the key benefits of solar control window film, let's shift gears a bit and look at the broader context, specifically the market trends that are driving the increased demand for this technology. As architects and designers, you're already balancing performance, aesthetics, and sustainability, and these trends are starting to reshape the way that these priorities show up in projects. Randy's going to kick us off with the first major driver, the accelerating demand for energy efficiency.
Thank you, Kate. As energy costs continue to climb, building owners and architects are forced to reduce operational costs. At the same time, international and local mandates to achieve net zero and low carbon building targets are getting more pressing. Because of this, solar control window films can be a practical and cost-effective proposition. They are a retrofit solution that improves glazing performance without having to replace the full window. In addition, the films help reduce cooling loads, cut emissions, and improve thermal comfort, and more. This directly contributes to meeting those energy efficiency and sustainability goal requirements. Savannah's going to talk about the next major marketing trend driving the need for solar film.
So beyond energy, there's a growing recognition that occupant health and well-being need to be a central focus on building design. The WELL building standard, among others, highlights thermal comfort, glare control, and optimized daylighting as key factors contributing to occupant comfortability, productivity, and overall health. Solar control window films can help you balance these factors without having to make significant revisions to your building design or compromise your vision. Reducing glare and balancing heat gain without limiting access to natural light will enhance the indoor environment quality, help qualify for WELL certification, and ultimately increase the building's value. Randy is going to talk about the next major market trend driving the need for solar film.
As we've all seen, building codes are evolving very rapidly and becoming more stringent. This means design must meet higher standards of energy performance, especially in fenestration. Codes like ASHRAE 90.1 and the International Energy Conservation Code, IECC, mandate lower solar heat gain coefficients and improved U values to reduce building energy use. Again, solar control window films are really versatile. They're an economic tool to help you meet and in some cases to exceed these requirements. This often allows projects to achieve compliance without costly window replacement. This kind of flexibility is crucial as codes become more stringent and varied across regions. One thing I would like to add is that when we're taking a look at the type of glass that you have on a particular project, all of the spec sheets that you see from window film are measured on clear glass. If you do not have clear glass, we do have the ability to get the actual numbers of the film once it's installed on your particular special glass. Savannah's going to talk about the next major market trend driving the need for solar film.
So as urban centers become denser, the trend towards glass and architecture continues. In urban areas, high-rise office towers, multifamily buildings, and mixed-use developments generally favor windows because they deliver aesthetics and views to the outside for the occupants. Because of the heavy use of windows in urban environments, it is important to take into account occupant comfort from high temperature and glare in building design. Since solar control window films adapt easily to a wide range of building types, From new construction to retrofit projects, their versatility can help you as architects harmonize good-looking design, sustainability, occupant comfort, and meeting the complex challenges of code compliance in the urban landscape.
Thanks, Savannah. Now we're going to shift gears. With stricter building codes and environmental regulations, building owners and investors are prioritizing developments that meet their sustainability goals. Solar control window films can help you as architects comply with a range of green certifications, energy code requirements, and broader life cycle considerations. First, let's quickly recap what we learned in the last few slides about how solar control films directly tie in to support your sustainable design outcomes. By reducing solar heat gain, films help lower HVAC demand, improving energy performance, and contributing to green building certifications. They also reduce glare and help maintain consistent indoor temperatures, improving thermal and visual comfort across spaces. And films also block up to 99% of UV rays, which helps preserve interiors and reduce exposure risks for occupants. There are many sustainability codes, standards, and principles in the industry. For today's presentation, we're going to focus on the following three: LEED credits, well points, and ASHRAE compliance. LEED certification is becoming a must-have for many clients, from government projects to real estate developers. So this means we need to think about sustainability and occupant wellness right from the start of the building design process. That's where solar control window films can come in. These films can contribute to LEED certification, which is the world's leading green building rating system. And LEED helps ensure buildings use less energy, it creates healthier indoor environments, and reduces their environmental impact. LEED points are awarded for meeting criteria in different categories. This determines the level of certification. Solar control window films can support this certification, especially in these areas: energy and atmosphere, indoor environmental quality, and materials and resources. Benefits such as optimizing energy performance, balancing daylight penetration, and avoiding wasteful window replacement all contribute towards greener and healthier buildings. Savannah is going to talk about WELL principles next.
So the WELL building standard is about designing spaces that prioritize human health. There are 5 core principles that the use of solar control window film can support. These are light, thermal comfort, materials, mind, and air. In terms of light, solar control window films can enhance health by improving visual comfort and access to natural light. This supports the body's circadian rhythm, which is related to sleep quality. Films can ensure thermal comfort by helping to maintain consistent internal temperatures and are made with low-emitting materials that reduce exposure to hazardous chemicals. Their design and aesthetic qualities, such as providing access to uninterrupted views, support positive mental health. Solar control window films may also contribute to improved air quality with a lesser reliance on HVACs, creating a healthier environment for occupants. Randy is going to talk about ASHRAE compliance next.
Solar window films can be used to meet compliance for energy efficiency standards like ASHRAE 99.1, which sets minimum requirements for the design of most buildings in the United States, apart from low-rise buildings. The standard covers minimum energy efficiency requirements for the design and construction of new builds, new portions of existing buildings, and new systems and equipment in existing buildings, as well as laying out certain criteria for compliance. The standard sets the maximum solar heat gain coefficient for fenestration depending on climate zone, building type, and window orientation, and recognizes product, material, and design that improve energy efficiency. Kate and Savannah are now going to discuss a few additional green certifications.
There are many other certification programs that offer greater flexibility for architects that are working on mid-sized projects or renovation. We'll quickly touch on a few. Green Globes is a flexible 1,000-point system that evaluates a building's environmental performance throughout its life cycle across different categories, such as energy, materials, and indoor environment.
The Living Building Challenge, administered by the International Living Future Institute, is a more rigorous program designed to ensure regenerative buildings operate as effectively as possible. Solar control window films are a low-impact retrofit solution that aligns perfectly with both. Randy is going to dive into sustainability and life cycle consideration for building projects next.
Solar film does stack up as a carbon efficient retrofit strategy when compared with full window replacement. By applying film instead of replacing the glazing, we can achieve performance upgrades such as lower solar heat gain coefficient, glare reduction, and better U value. This can be achieved at a fraction of the embodied carbon cost of a full window replacement. Aluminum frames have one of the highest embodied carbon profiles of any construction material, and new glass can emit as much as 1 kg of carbon for every kg produced. In terms of waste, films allow you to upgrade the solar control and comfort performance without discarding glazing that is still functional. Buildings usually replace their windows as a way of improving energy efficiency or aesthetics, rather than solely for durability. So solar films can keep functional windows in use for much longer. This postpones the carbon-intensive cycle of demolition and manufacturing and installation. Much of the waste generated by window replacement, things like gold frames, glass, sealant, is difficult to recycle. Applying film is a great way to improve performance without creating the waste. Films themselves can be removed and replaced further down the line, meaning performance can be renewed multiple times if the glazing system is still functional. This aligns with circular economy principles by keeping materials in use, minimizing waste, and reducing the demand for new material production.
All right, so now that we've covered how solar control window films support green building compliance, let's move into the next step in the process, choosing the right type of film to specify based on your building and performance goals. To get us started, Randy's going to walk us through interior applied films along with their pros and cons.
There are two versions of window film, interior and exterior. In this section, we will outline the difference between the two systems and talk about the circumstances in which you would use one over the other. As the name suggests, interior solar control window films are applied directly to the inside of the glazing. And when we say inside, we mean the surface you can touch from inside the building, usually without the need for scaffolding or exterior access, which hugely reduces the complexity of the installation and the disruption it could cause. Overall, it's generally less expensive than exterior film due to the simpler installation and reduced exposure to environmental wear. The film is shielded from weather, UV exposure, and damage from physical objects like projectiles, which extend its lifespan and preserve the appearance. It comes in a range of finishes, performance levels from almost invisible, spectrally selective films to dark tints and privacy options. In terms of the potential downsides to be aware of, in some glazing types, especially older single pane or non-tempered glass, interior films can cause uneven heating to the glass, which may increase the risk of thermal damage or thermal breakage. It's imperative to ask the manufacturer for their film to glass recommendation chart to ensure correct and a safe application. Because light and heat first enter the building, because light and heat first enter the glazing, interior films may not control glare or heat as aggressively as exterior solutions in high exposure conditions. With the sun's energy being absorbed by the glass before it reaches the film, interior applications are generally slightly less effective at rejecting total solar heat gain than exterior films. It's suitable for buildings in temperate climates and building orientations without extreme sun exposure, and where energy efficiency and comfort gains are prioritized without maximizing solar rejection. Interior applications can be most effective in buildings where access to the exterior is limited or costly, and there's minimal risk of moisture, scuffs, scratches, or vandalism. Savannah will now dive into exterior films and their pros and cons.
So the key difference in performance with exterior films is that they block solar energy before it penetrates the glass, delivering significant reductions in solar heat gain and glare compared to interior films. Because the film reflects or absorbs heat before it enters the glazing, the risk of breakage due to heat is also much lower. This is especially beneficial for older or non-tempered glazing that might otherwise crack with interior implied film. Exterior applications can deliver lower solar heat gain coefficients and greater comfort benefits, making them particularly effective in high exposure buildings and hot climates. However, insulation typically requires access to the building exterior, which often means scaffolding, lifts, or rope access is needed, adding significantly to installation costs, logistics, and the risk to the installers. Manufacturers generally offer shorter warranties for exterior films as well, due to the harsher conditions they're exposed to. The films will encounter direct UV, rain, wind, and cleaning cycles, which can reduce their lifespan compared to interior applications. Exterior solar control window films are therefore perfect for south and west facing buildings and hot climates, where cooling demand is high, exterior access is feasible, and energy performance is a priority. They're ideal for projects where these things apply, and the aim is to optimize SHGC reduction and reduce HVAC load as much as possible. Another great benefit of exterior window film is the ability to provide the aesthetic the building owner or architect chooses. For example, if you have bronze glass and you want to keep up with modern glass trends, a perfect opportunity is adding a blue solar film. Or if you have clear glass and blinds are constantly up and down, you can add a reflective or darker film to provide uniformity across the building. My team and I often recommend an exterior window film application if the glass from the interior side is not accessible, covered by such as ceiling panel tiles, sloped wall orientation, or other obstacles. Randy and I are now going to review the key performance metrics you should be aware of when specifying solar control window films for your projects.
When selecting solar control window films, it's essential to understand the primary performance metrics. Each one affects not only the building's performance, but also the health and comfort of the occupants and ultimately the building's long-term sustainability. So it's important to have an understanding of what they are and how they affect outcomes in practice. First, we have VLT, or visible light transmission. This is the percentage of visible daylight passing through the glazing system and the solar control film combined. High VLT helps maintain natural daylighting, which, as we've learned earlier, is linked to circadian rhythms, mood, and productivity. Very low VLT means darker interiors and a greater reliance on artificial lighting. Solar heat gain coefficient is the amount of solar radiation coming through a window both directly and indirectly. In other words, directly and what is absorbed, and once it's absorbed, what is re-radiated into the space. Lower solar heat gain coefficient generally improves thermal comfort and reduces cooling loads, which becomes more of a factor for hotter climates. Higher solar heat gain coefficient is more desirable in colder climates to capture passive solar heat.
U value is a measure of how much heat is transferred through the window assembly. Lower U value means better insulation. Lower U value reduces heat loss and improves overall envelope performance. Although films typically have limited influence on U value compared to glazing and thermal breaks in the window frame, advanced low E films can contribute modest improvements. UV rejection is the percentage of ultraviolet radiation the window blocks. High UV rejection protects occupants from potential skin damage from the sun's rays and reduces fading and degradation of furniture and interior finishes. Glare reduction is the reduction of excessive bright contrast from direct sunlight. Glare reduction increases visual comfort, reduces eye strain, and improves productivity in work and learning environments. Controlling glare is especially important in spaces with screens or a lot of reflective surfaces. Specifiers need to view these metrics as a whole. VLT means daylight quality. SHGC and U value influence energy performance. UV rejection protects health and interiors. Glare reduction enhances comfort. Together, they keep sustainability and human comfort front and center of the design, helping you to optimize energy efficiency without compromising well-being.
Okay, so now that we know how to best specify based on your project needs, we also want to discuss a few other critical considerations when adding window film to your project. We're going to review 4 key areas to keep in mind when you're working with solar control window film: glazing compatibility, proper installation, warranty coverage, and design and aesthetics. First, we'll discuss compatibility. One of the most critical and often overlooked aspects when integrating solar control window films is making sure they're compatible with the glazing system. Getting it wrong can compromise both the performance and the safety of the windows. First, applying film changes the way glass absorbs and rejects solar energy. Some combinations, such as dark films on insulated or tinted glazing, can increase thermal stress, raising the risk of glass cracking or seals failing. As Randy noted earlier, most manufacturers provide film compatibility charts to show which films are safe for each specific glazing type. A professional site assessment is essential before any installation to evaluate the glass thickness, any coatings, and to track the orientation and the shading patterns of the windows. Incorrectly applying the film can void the glazing warranty. Film manufacturers may offer some warranty extensions that cover the glass and the film together, provided that the product is used as recommended. The bottom line is this: compatibility is not optional. It's a non-negotiable factor that ensures the performance, the safety, and the long-term protection of the glazing system. Savannah will now get into installation and maintenance.
So a big caveat to everything we've discussed so far is that the benefits of solar control window films are entirely dependent on the products being installed and maintained. Or as we like to say, you can have great window film products, but it's also key to have great quality insulation. Working with an installation specialist to install your solar films will ensure proper installation, including clean installation, proper fit, and if necessary, edge sealing. Proper insulation reduces the risk of bubbling, peeling, and visible defects, as well as compliance with manufacturer guidelines, which will generally be a requirement of your warranty. Solar films themselves are relatively low maintenance, but always be sure to request a maintenance and cleaning guideline from your manufacturer. In addition, make sure to have constant and clear communication with your installer on things like dry time. The installer can provide proper timing based on your climate, time of year, and how much sun exposure the glass is receiving. Randy is going to discuss the importance of understanding your film and glass warranties in the specification process.
Distinguishing between the film warranty and the glass manufacturer's warranty is essential. Understanding and seeking out strong warranty terms will help make sure you are protecting both the building performance and the owner investment. A proper warranty will protect against manufacturing defects like cracking, peeling, delaminating, bubbling, and demetallization. As mentioned, many manufacturer warranties stipulate that the film must be installed by approved professionals and only be applied to compatible glass types to be compliant with the warranty. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the interior or exterior warranty terms for the specific film you choose to specify. It is important to recognize that since certain geographic areas have different climates, that can affect your warranty coverage also. Window warranties typically do not account for third-party additions like window treatments installed too close to the glass, and in some cases, window film applications. Quality window film warranties do account for glass breakage and seal failure, as long as the window is currently under warranty, and in some cases, even if it is not. I'm going to kick it back over to Savannah to discuss design integration.
So to make the most of a solar film's potential, you should engage a window film consultant early on in the process. You can work with a technical representative at the manufacturer and a skilled solar film dealer installation company during your design to ensure proper product selection. Depending on their primary function, films will vary in tint, reflectivity, and clarity, so you need to be clear on your priorities early on with the installer. Mockups are essential, and relying on real-world testing is also key. Essentially, if you want to achieve both your sustainability and aesthetic goals, you should treat films as an integrated design element.
There we have it. Hopefully, this has given you all a good understanding of the benefits of solar control window film, from reducing waste, lowering demands on HVAC systems, extending product life cycles, and film also helps with the well-being benefits of thermal comfort, UV reduction, and reducing glare, as well as those aesthetic benefits. To recap, today we discussed how the need for buildings with lower embodied carbon and lower operational carbon emissions is driving demand for more sustainable solutions. We covered how understanding the effects of heat, glare, and daylight have brought an added emphasis to products that can improve occupant well-being. We talked about how the use of solar control window film can contribute to LEED credits and also meet compliance standards such as ASHRAE 99.1. And we covered the differences between the two applications of interior and exterior films and the circumstances in which you would specify each type. Finally, we went through the best ways to select and integrate solar films into any building project, taking into account the glazing system, warranty, and proper installation. This completes the AIA presentation. So before Q&A, we want to quickly just touch on Avery Dennison as a company. For those of you that are not familiar with Avery Dennison, we are a leading global manufacturer of pressure-sensitive adhesive products. Our architectural solution products are based on over 35 years of innovation, research, and development that you can trust. Our comprehensive portfolio includes window films, such as safety, solar, and decorative, wall films, floor films, and functional tape systems that are designed to enhance and protect architectural spaces. Randy's going to give a quick overview of our solar control window film portfolio.
Thank you, Kate. Avery Dennison has a full line, a robust solar control window film portfolio. As you can see here, we provide both interior and exterior films. And within those films, we have reflective, dual reflective, neutral, spectrally selective, and more. All of these come in a wide range of visible light transmissions to meet your solar rejection requirement needs.
And to support your specification and design process, Avery Dennison also offers a comprehensive set of resources to make selecting and applying films easier and effective. So you can find our products in the leading specification platforms, including MasterSpec and BSD spec or RAB SpecLink now, and all major product databases, making it easy for you to access detailed technical information and performance data right where you need it. We also provide access to certified installers and have comprehensive film to glass applications charts to guide you on the compatibility of different films with various glass types. We can also work with you on energy modeling services to support your energy efficiency and sustainability goals. You can find more information on our website listed here, or of course you can contact us directly. I believe there will be contact information up there on the screen for any questions. So we thank you for your time today, and now we're going to kick it back to the CE Strong team for the Q&A.
Thank you. This is great. A ton of great information and knowledge here. So thank you for sharing. Again, if you have questions, put them in the Q&A. I'll start here with a question about durability for cleaning and maintenance, and just maybe for how you think through that for different products and installation types.
So we do have cleaning and maintenance instructions. They're available from all manufacturers. We certainly offer them as well. Cleaning is as simple as it would be for cleaning your glass. Do you need to be careful? Sure, you don't want to use anything abrasive, but cleaning is not an issue whatsoever. Now, the only caveat that I'll ask to that, or add to that, I should say, is on exterior films, we do have specialized instructions for cleaning exterior films because they are going to get hit by the environment. They have a little bit different coatings and that kind of thing. So there are some certain recommendations to use for those. But again, we have those all available in writing to supply to customers.
So Savannah, with your experience, do you have kind of thoughts on how you advise, clients about maintenance or cleaning?
Yes, we always provide clean and maintenance instructions at the end of all of our closeout documents on every project. The main thing we stress enough, just backing up with Randy, you don't want to use anything that is very abrasive. Make sure also that you're not using any cleaning products that have any ammonia type base chemicals in them, because over time that ammonia will break down the adhesives built into the window film product. And it will make the longevity of the lifespan of the product itself wear more. So there's a number of products out on the market. We always, again, include those on our cleaning and maintenance instructions of what even product recommendations we would recommend. So that way they're able to turn that over to building maintenance teams, cleaning teams, and they're able to keep their products durable for the full warranty that they have.
Great. Another question here. This comes up a lot and is something we're, really interested in at the newspaper, is just thinking through bird safe options and coatings and products to reduce bird collision.
We actually,
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, we actually have a bird strike film that is available in the market now. And I'll let Kate go ahead and offer some additional information on that. But yes, we have a bird strike film that has been found to be effective and has the backing of testing behind it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a variety of resources that we can provide on that bird safe film. We have a product overview, specifications. It's listed on all the major specification platforms, including Master Spec and SpecLink. I believe that's in Division 8. We can also provide you with letters of compliance for your lead projects or other sustainability goals that you have. And we can also provide samples as well. So if anybody is interested in receiving a sample of that product, please feel free to reach out, and we're happy to send that over to you and then talk a little bit more about your design goals and go from there.
Great. Another question here. I think during the presentation, there was mention of some films not working with some glass types. So maybe you could talk, to circle back a second, about compatible film and glass moments.
Sure. So Avery Dennison has a film to glass recommendation chart, which covers most of the glazing types you're going to experience in public. Usually it's 1/4 inch, clear, or tinted, or it's a dual pane window, or it's a laminated piece of glass, or it has a low E coating if it's dual pane on surface number 2 or surface number 3. We take those into consideration, and we have the film to glass chart will list out all those glazing types and then list out all of our films and what the requirements would be. So if on that chart you look at it and it has a green dot with a check mark, you're good to go. If there's an orange dot, it means that you need to at least have heat strengthened glass. And if it's a red triangle, you would need to have fully tempered glass in order for that particular film to be installed on it. So we do take those into consideration. If it's a glazing type that's a little bit more complicated, we have the ability to run an analysis of our film on that particular glazing type through the National Fenestration Rating Council, the NFRC. The NFRC, which is that sticker you see on a new window that shows the solar heat gain coefficient, visible light transmissions, and all that kind of thing. There's actually a window film program from the NFRC, which allows window films to be using the same level playing field when measuring their products. So we don't have different manufacturers coming up with a 90-degree angle versus a 60-degree, or excuse me, a 60-degree angle versus a 90-degree angle measurement or anything. Something that is going to make it look a little bit better than everybody else, but not doing the same testing as everybody else. So we have the ability to establish what those are and to let you know if it's going to be a safe application.
That's great. That's good to know. There's a question here about energy savings. So how can interested parties access data about energy savings?
Savannah, I'll start this off, but then you could probably jump in because I'm sure you've done this before. But we have ways of running energy audits on a particular building. We can profile a building pre-film and then post-film and show what kind of energy savings would be available. We have a level 1 and a level 2. The level 2 is a bit more complicated, takes a little bit more time. The level 1 is more straightforward. These are the orientations. This is how much glass you have on that orientation. Here's the glass that's on there. Here's what it is before. Here's what we expect it'll be after. It's pretty accurate, but certainly the more accurate version is the level 2. If you're just trying to find out if there's some savings, level 1's always the way to go. When you get to the point where it's a project that's for certain, you might want to get those numbers a little bit more accurate if you're working with an ESCO or anything like that. Savannah, what would you say?
Exactly. Just backing up everything you said. The energy audits are absolutely essential. We, as the dealers, we will work with the manufacturers during that process. Also with the building facilities maintenance director as well to gather all that information, so that way that they are able to input that information into their system and show what those savings would be. We also do have glass meter testing. We're able to hold glass meters, to show how much energy is coming through, heat is coming through that glass pre-film, and then also immediately after that film is applied to that glass, you can see within a matter of minutes exactly how much heat is being rejected out as well.
And it's interesting, Jack, but the tools that are available, in many cases, the building owners, the engineers, and the information provided to your team, they might not know what kind of glass it is. They might look at it and say, oh, it's tinted, but I don't know anything else about it. We don't have any attic stock. We don't have the numbers. I myself have a Glass Check Elite, which allows me to measure the glass in the field, which will tell me, is it single pane, double pane? How thick is the glass? Is it tempered? Is it heat strengthened? Is it annealed? Does it have a low E coating? Where is that low E coating indicated? And other details about that glazing system, so that we can take that information and then transfer it into the project itself.
That's great. I think we have maybe time for one more question here. I'm going to gang a couple together. So there's a couple questions just about life expectancy, anticipated, when installed correctly, if, thinking about lifespans for some of these products. So like, how do you advise clients on that, given, the right installation and what variability is there? So we'll probably end with this question, but yeah, interested to hear about life expectancy.
We can start with what the warranty is. On an interior installation, typically for residential, it's a lifetime warranty for as long as the original owner owns the home. If it's a commercial building, typical warranty on solar control is going to be 15 years. There might be a little bit of a difference. You'd have to take a look at the specific films, but typically it's a 15-year warranty. Will they last beyond the warranty period? Yeah, with proper maintenance and care and proper installation, they can last much longer than that. But that would be the typical warranty cycle. And then that's for interior. For exterior films, it's going to be a little bit different. That's going to be more regional based. It could be as much as 15 years, and it could go down to 5 years, just depending on the application and the film source.
And just to back up, Randy, yeah, across manufacturers, the warranties are going to differ. You see anything from an exterior film application, anywhere from a 10-year commercial warranty up to a 15-year. I believe Avery Dennison is the only film manufacturer that offers that 15-year warranty on their interior commercial films. And when you're even looking at this comes up a lot in question, just because when we're looking at older projects that have older film installed, the way films used to be manufactured and produced are completely different to the technologies and the resources that they're putting into these films. So the quality of the films have significantly improved to even pass that warranty and the longevity as well.
Jack, I know we're at time, but I just wanted to quickly address two things that I saw here on my screen, if I could.
Yeah, sure.
One is where they're seeing a wavy pattern developing on the glass with the film. And chances are that's a pressure sensitive adhesive system that over time has decided to deform. And yes, that could be removed and replaced without damaging the glass. And the second question is yes, the Avery Dennison product specifics are available in the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab International Glazing Database.
Amazing. Yes, thank you for getting to those questions. I'm happy to know that. This is great, super informative. If our attendees have further questions, how can they get in touch or learn more?
I would reach out to Kate and Julie Krebs and provide them any of the questions, and they can either take care of it or pass it on to myself or Savannah for any specific answers.
Absolutely. Please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, and I see, Kate, your email address is here on the screen. And also you can learn more at the URL. Okay, well, this has been really great. I've learned today from this, so this is wonderful. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to Randy, Kate, and Savannah for sharing your expertise and providing this information. I really appreciate it, and it's good to learn more. So this will conclude our webinar. Thank you so much for being here. This was Smart Architecture Solar Control Window Films for Sustainability. This is a CE Strong webinar series powered by the Architects newspaper. And as we saw today, the presentation was sponsored by Avery Dennison. The webinar is recorded. You can easily replay it using the same registration link. And again, allow 7 business days to process certificates of participation and AIA credit reporting for this presentation. So thank you again to Kate, Randy, and Savannah. Thank you to Avery Dennison for sponsoring this webinar. Be in touch if you have questions about projects or other matters. We hope to see you in person at an event or online again soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.